According to Wikipedia, Peanuts is a syndicated daily and Sunday American comic strip written and illustrated by Charles M. Schulz. It's the most popular and influential comic strip in history, with 17,897 strips published in all, making it arguably the longest story ever told by one human being. At Schulz's death in 2000, it ran in over 2,600 newspapers with a readership of around 355 million in 75 countries. Peanuts depicts a social group of small children, a dog and a bird. It's closely observed and full of pocket-sized psychological, philosophical and sociological insights. It's important to underline that although it's about children, it's written for newspaper readers, primarily adults in other words. A newspaper can seem like a swirling morass of bad tidings. Peanuts was a light-hearted, secure world in which nothing changed. Along with the daily crossword and the chess problem, it must have seemed like an anchor for many readers. Overstating my case, remember that these strips went on to form best-selling collections. They must have seemed important. With something as popular and long-running as Peanuts, it's difficult not to wonder how much it influenced the culture generally. At the very least, it reflected it, not necessarily as it was, but in ideal form. It presented America with a picture of what it wanted to be, and the rest of us with a picture of what we hoped it was. The closest British equivalent was, I think, the Gambles, and possibly Fred Basset, the thinking person's dog. The class divide in this country meant that we also had to have Andy Capp, who first appeared in 1957, all quintessentially 1950s. What was it about the 1950s? This whole era ended when 24-hour news channels and the internet began to put paid to newspapers, coincidentally around the time Charles M. Schulz died. I say era, I think it was an era. Newspapers have been in decline for most of the present century. That's the big story. The accompanying demise of the comic strip is, by comparison, a non-story. But children read comic strips even more than adults did, and in far bigger quantities. The whole world was saturated with normative literary art. I'm not sure what else to call it. We tend to think of The Simpsons and Family Guy and BoJack Horseman and Bob's Burgers as 21st century equivalents of the comic strip. But I think that's a mistake. Those things are brilliant in their own right, of course, but they're TV. The question is, what have we lost, if anything? And what have we gained?